First, with regard to Russia, the goals were simple and straightforward. We needed to impose costs for the actions that Russia had taken. We sought to deter Russia from taking further irresponsible actions, and we hoped to shape the decision space that President Putin and the Russian government would operate in going forward. This involved, in the first instance, political isolation. And so you all know the litany of things that happened in the immediate weeks following the incursion into Crimea. The de facto and then de jure suspension from the G-8, the efforts in the United Nations to isolate Russia politically, and we saw that with a very significant vote at the Security Council, with China even abstaining and not siding with Russia, and then an incredibly lopsided vote in the UN General Assembly, where Russia found itself with about another 10 countries, none of whom I think would be partners of first choice for most people in this room. We rejected the referenda that took place in Crimea and then in the East. We downgraded our bilateral relations, as did Europe. And even with something like the St. Petersburg Economic Conference, which has been a showcase for Russia and its economy, we persuaded many of our senior CEOs not to go. Now, this didn't just happen. It took incredibly hard, sustained, focused work, starting with the President, to move all of our partners in the same direction. And I know people are tempted to say, oh, so they didn't get to go to a G8 meeting, or the G7 issued a tough statement, or there was a vote at the UN General Assembly. It doesn't mean anything. It does. It's significant. It matters because one way that President Putin and Russia define power is by the geopolitical standing and influence that Russia is able to obtain. And undermining Russia politically in the international community, isolating it politically, diminishes that power.